Hi guys, and welcome back to another Mark Diaries video. Hi guys! So, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am not gonna lie, I've had to record this probably like 5 times now because I have been rambling and going on tangents that aren't really like necessary to today's topic. But as you guys have seen in today's caption, we are going to be talking about romanticizing life, or learning to romanticize your life. I think that we've all heard the term romanticize at least once or twice in our lives. And I think that it is just such an important practice to adopt. I know that ever since I first started learning about it, my perspective on it has essentially changed. But I guess to kind of like give you guys background, I first heard about it in 2020 when COVID was very rampant and we all kind of had to go into quarantine. And I think that when I first saw it, it was like under a Instagram post, like a hashtag under a post, and the post was maybe something like a picture of like cute cafe drinks or a picture of like hanging out with your friends. And I really loved that idea, and I thought that it was essentially a version of an aesthetic or a life aesthetic. And that's how I looked at it for a time, until I started to realize that romanticizing was so much more than just an visual appeal on the internet. I think that as of now, I realize that it's truly just a change in perspective or a change in mindset in the way that you look at your life. And I truly believe that romanticizing is the act of being able to, 1, pay attention and really be present in your life, and 2, acknowledge the little mundane things that are in our lives every day that we tend to ignore, and truly take them and appreciate them and hold them close to our hearts, and really like don't undermine the value of the little things. I think that that's one thing that's always helped me kind of realize the true value of romanticizing. And another funny thing about romanticizing is that a lot of times we hear it when we romanticize people, we romanticize doing things, we romanticize like a lot of like little things that we think is super like, I want to say boring almost. And we romanticize these ideas because we want them to become something more, and we want them to add value to our lives. But I think that there's a lot of different practices that we can do as people to kind of promote this sense of romanticizing and this sense of being able to add joy to our lives. So one of the first things, before I get into what I want to talk about, I am romanticizing the fall season as of lately, or autumn, and I made myself a little chai drink, and it is literally so good. It is the Tazo tea concentrate and oat milk with some maple syrup, and it's so delicious. I love it so much. I think that a lot of the times when we want to start romanticizing things, or we want to be able to romanticize our lives, we think that we have to add things or change things to kind of conform to this idea of what social media has on what romanticizing is. And obviously I think that it is a good practice to be able to add things or subtract things that you think add or decrease joy to your life, but I think that there's also great value in just being able to reflect on the things that we already do and that we already know. Like for me, I tend to romanticize my getting ready in the morning and doing normal things in my day-to-day. I think that being able to romanticize like my daily routine has been something that's promoted my sense of joy in life. And usually my schedule looks pretty the same like every week, because I'm currently in high school, so a lot of that, still looks the same for me. But I really have just been kind of romanticizing like waking up in the morning and then making my bed and, getting ready for the day, and like listening to music while I do my makeup. I think that like adding little deviations to things that we find normal can really promote that sense of romanticizing, and it kind of just makes the whole process seem less like a process and more like something I'm doing for fun. and then kind of like setting the stage for the rest of my day moving forward. I think that romanticizing my mornings has helped me kind of set the stage of how I want my day, or the attitude of how I want my day to go. So, and also, like, aside from that, I think that a lot of us, in terms of whether it's you're in school or you are currently working, I think that a lot of these things can be exciting at first, but then turn really dreadful as they become this sort of like rote and consistent thing that we kind of do every day, and that can get really boring at times, I feel. So I think that another really important thing to be able to do is just being able to turn dread into joy. And that may seem like a very difficult thing to do, but it's a good thing that we're able to romanticize things. And really romanticizing in terms of things that we find dreadful, obviously there's an extent to what you should be romanticizing in terms of dread. And you should definitely not romanticize things that are really bad and detrimental to you. But I think that when it comes to things like school, like things that we can really take control of and change our perspective in and like work towards, I think that those are things worth turning into joy rather than just being something that we don't want to do at all. At least for me, when it comes to romanticizing school, I obviously have some classes that I don't really appreciate because they can get really, really extensive in terms of like learning and just like filling your brain with a lot of stuff. But I think that when it comes to school, I find joy in little things like going to classes that I really do like. And one of the classes that I do like is going to ceramics class. I think that ceramics and doing like little activities like that differs from regular like paper pen type classes, is what I guess you could say, because it's like getting to express your creativity in the form of like a little pot or a little vase. And right now we're actually working on coil pots, which is so adorable, and I love it so much because it's being able to put so much work into something and kind of have like a really cute end result, which is really fun. And that's something that helps me romanticize my school life, is like also like seeing my friends every day, being able to interact with other people my age and kind of like have conversations about relatable things. Like right now I'm a senior in high school, which I always bring up in every video, but as of right now it's the college application season for some people, and that can be really stressful and really like crazy sometimes, but it's always like something that always helps me kind of find the ease in it, is knowing that I'm not in it alone, and that, you know, not to say that it's a good thing that everyone's also stressful, but it's better to know that this isn't just something that you're struggling with, and it's easier to perceive that way. And I think that also ties into romanticizing our lives, because there are just so many things that are so dreadful and things that we don't like to do, but definitely being able to just look at the things that we already do and kind of find the little aspects of joy in them. I think that is something that just promotes your sense of life and your sense of value. And that kind of brings me to the other thing that I want to talk about, which is being able to turn joyous things, or being able to turn dreadful things into joyous things. And I know that I kind of touched upon it like earlier on, but I think that for me as of lately, I had to clean my room. And cleaning my room is just, I feel like for a lot of us, can just be like such a chore and just things that we do not like to do. And I think that's something that's helped me kind of change my outlook on that, is being able to kind of, I guess you could say, estimate the future aspects or the future benefits that I've received from cleaning my room. And I know it's like pretty normal, but when I was thinking about it, I was like, my environment's gonna be much cleaner, and I'll be able to kind of like have to not worry about like this pile of clothes in the corner of my room, and kind of being able to, you know, like wake up and live in an environment that's very like nice and the way that I want it to look like. And I think that being able to turn that sense of like putting off something like a chore and being able to just appreciate it for what it is and what it will do for you, I think that's also something that's very valuable in terms of romanticizing. And just the overall, and the last thing that I want to talk about is that the value of romanticizing your life isn't changing or making things be more appealing to others. It's more so being able to look back and romanticize, or look back and appreciate the mundane and simple things that are often presented to us in our day-to-day that kind of just go unnoticed. And I know that for me, I am definitely starting to just look into appreciating the world around me and the things that life brings me, whether it's, waking up in the morning, talking to my friends, being able to spend time with my family, the changing seasons, just so many little things that life can present us that are just so normal. And I think that there's so much beauty in the norm, and that we should really be able to take time to appreciate that and value that. So I know this video was a little short and shorter than most of my other videos, but I just really wanted to make this video to really emphasize the importance and the value of romanticizing. I know that's something that I still need to work on, and a practice that I really truly fully want to be able to adopt. But and for my last piece of advice, I wrote down here, I think that the most important definition, or the most important outlook on romanticizing, is being able to take the smallest moments, the small, simple, mundane moments in your life, and turn them into something beautiful and valuable. And I know that I've been saying this the entire video, but I think that it's just something that's so truly, so just such a gift and such a beautiful thing to be able to do. And yeah. Alright, so I hope you guys, so I know this video was a little shorter than my usual videos, but I hope you guys still appreciated it and were really able to kind of understand what I was saying. I know that I'm a really fast talker, still working on that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much, and keep an eye out for that celebratory subscriber video. I'm still definitely gonna make it. I'm planning something really fun in terms of baking. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you all so much.